Guys, today we'll reacting to DJ Loves Turbo. This video of this guy is weird. Look, all I watched all of them, That's true, all of them by the way. But yeah, even comments here. So let's start reacting to the video. No time to turn. Let's go.
Oh, so about a year ago, I made one of the weirdest videos I've ever posted to my channel. The title of this video was "This Guy is Weird," and if you look at the thumbnail, it says that this dude's a poop eater. Basically, what I did in that video is I went online and I found random stories of random people doing very weird stuff. Now, how I did this is I went to Google and I searched up my birthday, November 25th, right? Then after I typed that in, I typed in Florida man because everybody in Florida is so weird. And when you search up a random birthday and then the word Florida man, you see a bunch of weird stories. Like on November 25th, on my birthday in 2019, there was a guy who broke into a elementary school and started spreading his poop everywhere. I'm not even kidding. Things like that happen in Florida. Now, what I did to make this video special is I just posted on my community tab like 1 minute ago. It says 2 minutes ago. And I said, tell me when your birthday is. This is for a video. Now, what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to go through these comments, search up your birthday and see what happened on your birthday. See what weird things happened on your birthday. I did this before. Everybody enjoyed it so much. So we're going to do it again. Be prepared. This is going to be crazy. All right, so the first comment I see is February 8th. I'm going to do it again.
You guys see that? That is very, very creepy. You can see? Very creepy. That's true.
Be prepared. This is going to be crazy. All right, so the first comment I see is February 8th, 2012. We're going to see what happened on this kid's birthday. It's about to be weird. Apparently, on February 8th in Florida, there was this guy who got arrested for trying to surf in his truck on a beach. For some reason, this guy drove his truck.
What is this, bro? What is this? Dang it. Oh my. Oh, seriously, bro? Look at this guy just for surfing on his truck. That's legal. It's very cost. So cost.
Onto a beach, thought it was gonna like surf on the waves or whatever, and it ended up becoming
surf on the waves.
Totaled, and he ruined his car and he went to jail. All right, the next one I see is March 4th, 2009. On March 4th in Florida, there was a man that was accused on jumping on his neighbor's trampoline, right? Without permission, but he had no clothes. What the? After he got done jumping on their trampoline with no clothes on, he ended up breaking into her home and he still had no clothes on. This guy's name was Adrian Lee Gonzalez Broadway. He was 21 years old and he got in trouble for jumping on somebody's... Bro, imagine you go outside, like you get home from school and you're like, okay, I can't wait to go jump on the trampoline. And you go outside and there's just a grown man jumping with no clothes.
Oh, why is everything censored? I know why. Yeah, because he doesn't have any clothes. So yeah, they don't wanted to show these.
On. All right, the next one is November 17th. This one's gonna be good because this is right next to my birthday, and a lot of people do some weird stuff in November. I don't know what it is, but November's always the weird month. So
guys, why will they do weird stuff in November? So let me guess why. Because maybe it's like, you know, a day of sociality. You know. Yeah.
Let's see what happened on November 17th. On November 17th, this guy right here broke into somebody's house, used their bathtub, slept in their bed, and then made themselves some coffee. Bro, this dude, what? He literally broke into someone's house and acted like he lived there. He didn't steal anything. He didn't do anything. He just like made coffee and took a nap. Also on November 17th, this guy right here got arrested because he was driving in his car and then all of a sudden he noticed that a street light was down. He ended up grabbing the traffic light, putting it on top of his car. This is his car. He had like a 2001 Toyota Camry. He didn't have like...
Let me go back.
This is his car. He had...
Bro, do you see that? Bro, how did this fall here? This was in Florida, but people doing weird things in Florida, like the police like doing weird things or something. Yeah, bro, not gonna lie, but no.
Had like a 2001 Toyota Camry. He didn't have
But those are the oldest cars of all.
like a truck. He loaded the long ass street
Si quieres crear una app, pero no tienes ni idea de programación ni por dónde empezar, échale un vistazo a
streetlight on top of his car and drove on the highway for multiple miles with a huge streetlight on his car for no reason. The craziest story that happened on November 17th, though, was this is insane. I knew November 17th would be crazy. A guy from Florida was charged with a crime after being accused of stealing an alligator from a golf course and then attempting to throw the alligator onto somebody's roof. What? When the officers asked him why he stole an alligator and threw it on somebody's roof, he said that he was teaching the alligator a lesson. What the hell? What's going on here? This kid right here said December 30th. So 5 days after Christmas, I gotta see what was happening in Florida, dude. On December 30th, there was a guy that walked into a 7-Eleven gas station, right? He put some gloves on, took all of the chicken wings out of the gas station and then left. After the man ended up leaving, he left in a car with 2 other people. They couldn't really find him until a couple of hours later. They actually pulled that car over. They found him, and all 3 people in the car were detained, and the suspect was charged with disorderly conduct, and they ended up finding like 40 chicken wings in the back seat. What? You know,
What? How can you eat 40 chicken wings? Bro, that is very insane.
You know what? Why don't we search up December 25th? Why don't we look at what happened on Christmas, bro? People are crazy, and I bet they get into some crazy stuff on Christmas, so let's find out what's happened. Bro, on Christmas Day in 2023, the police arrested a guy who was trying to run to London across the Atlantic Ocean in a homemade hamster wheel. The US Coast Guard ended up arresting this guy named Reza Baluchi 70 miles off of an island. This Reza Baluchi guy ended up making a homemade hamster wheel, and he tried to run all the way across the ocean to get to London. Do you know how long the ocean? Are you dumb? Somebody said July 1st is their birthday. I think that's a really good date, so let's see what happened on July 1st. I have a good feeling about this one. Bro, on July 1st, this guy right here was arrested after breaking into a restaurant, right? And guess what he did after right here was arrested?
Florida man arrested after breaking into a restaurant and cooking himself a hamburger. I know they will kick you out and they will arrest you. That's true. And DJLOVESTURBO has this one. It's also called.
After breaking into a restaurant, right? And guess what he did after he broke into the restaurant? He cooked himself a hamburger. There's literally security camera footage of him getting the frozen patty and cooking. Bro, why? Oh, look at this. This girl commented and said August 7th. So we're definitely gonna do it, bro. That might be my next girlfriend. Bro, this guy on August 7th, just guess what he did, bro. Let's play a little game. Do you think this guy, A, farted on a bunch of little kids at the park, B, stole a Mario plushie from GameStop and then threw it in the trash, or C, sat in a drive-thru for 5 hours and refused to move? Well,
Okay, so I could say that stole Mario plushie, I think, because criminals always steal stuff. That's true.
C, sat in a drive-thru for 5 hours and refused to move. Well, if you guessed any of those, you're actually wrong. This weird guy named Anthony Fiacco was taken to jail after he threw spaghetti sauce at his mom during an argument. This dude was literally arguing with his mom at dinner and then grabbed the bottle of spaghetti sauce and just threw it. What? Let's type in January 1st. Let's see what people were doing on January 1st. Like when it's a new year, people have their New Year's resolutions. They're so happy, but some of these people are crazy. Bro! Okay, so on January 1st, the first day of the year, this guy went to McDonald's to order. After he ordered his food, he sat down and he was ready to eat, but then he realized he didn't have a straw. How could he drink his drink if he didn't have a straw. So he went up to the counter, and instead of asking, "Can I get a straw, please?" he ends up attacking the employee because she didn't give him a straw. That's not the only weird thing that's happened on January 1st. There was a man who walked into a GameStop, right, on January 1st. He was wearing a Spider-Man costume, so people didn't really think much of it. They probably thought like, oh, it's just like a New Year's costume or something. No, he ended up going up to the GameStop and stealing a bunch of games. Okay, for some reason, this kid's profile picture caught me off guard or something. He looks like a damn ape.
No, this looks like 6-7. This looks like the 6-7 vaccine.
March 20th. Let's see what happened on your birthday, buddy. What the heck? On March 20th, there was a guy who was just walking around in his neighborhood, normal, like, you know, after work, 5 p.m., just walking around after work, just chilling. And apparently he got attacked by a crazy squirrel. This wasn't all though, because he wasn't the only one attacked. Apparently there's an aggressive squirrel that was continuously terrorizing a neighborhood, which caused residents to act in an extreme abundance of caution. That's a lot of big words for me, I'm kind of stupid. But basically there's a crazy squirrel somewhere in Florida that was attacking people. What? Just stomp on him. All of these stories so far were really, really crazy, but for some reason, this next date that I typed in was one of the craziest days in history. There were so many stupid, crazy, amazing stories. Just prepare yourself. You know what? Let's do this. January 10th. The only reason I'm doing this is because somebody left me a heart. Anytime.
Okay, class. Who would like to do problem 3 on the board?
Time somebody leaves a heart in the comment section, it reminds me of all those little kids who are like, oh, I love you, mommy, heart. Like, oh my God, it's so stupid. Let's see, January 10th, what happened? A Florida man was arrested on Thursday after he threw a pizza at his father because he was mad at his dad for giving birth to him. According to the father, he was on the front porch when he got home. He was waiting for his pizza delivery driver to show up. And when the father went into the house, the son came inside and threw the pizza at his face and started yelling at, what? Why would you order a pizza just to throw it at somebody's face? You should have at least like baked a pizza, like a stupid, why would you waste money? Also on January 10th, there was a guy named Joseph Lasagna, and apparently he was at a food place and he ordered a Philly cheesesteak sandwich. Now that seems very normal, right? You know, a Philly cheesesteak is just a sandwich. Apparently when he got his sandwich, he became so mad that he started fighting the cashier.
What? Bro, OMG, but look, this is a sandwich, but it looks pretty nice.
Because the Philly cheese
But my parents will never like to buy that.
steak was served on a sesame seed bun. You fought somebody because of a bun? Bro, also on this same day, there was a guy in Florida who was feeling kind of sick, right? So he ended up going to the hospital. When he got to the hospital, he signed in, he sat down, he was just chilling, but then he realized that he was sitting there for like 30 minutes and an hour and he was still feeling sick and nobody was helping him. There was like a super long line of people ahead of him. He didn't know what to do. So he got so tired of waiting, he ended up stealing an ambulance and driving home. What?
I don't say a person do that. Stealing an ambulance? That is too weird. Yeah.
Bro, I don't know what's going on this date, January 10th, but bro, look at this. Apparently, there was a man running from the cops. The cops were trying to get him. I don't know if it was because...
Bro, this guy, this poor policeman.
I don't really know. Was he speeding or something like that? But they were just chasing this guy and he was running. Apparently, they were struggling to catch him. They couldn't catch him. He was so fast, he was getting away from them. But for some reason, he was running through a neighborhood and he noticed a couple of cats. He ended up stopping to pet the cats for like 15 minutes and then got caught and got sent to jail. What are you doing? I mean, I love cats, don't get me wrong. Why would you stop to pet the cat, bro? Did you think you were gonna get some XP or something? Bro, this guy right here, this creepy guy, guess what he did? He got arrested for kidnapping 27 people, right? So he captured 27 people, and guess what he forced them to do? He forced them to play Yahtzee for for 36 hours straight. You know what Yahtzee is? That's just like that game that your grandma plays. It's like a little board game or whatever. People don't play board games anymore because they just sit here and scroll on their phones. But he forced 27 people to play Yahtzee for a day.
Lots of people play Yahtzee. Anyways, the video is almost
Day and a half straight. If you see somebody like this in public, you better watch out because he might kidnap you and make you play a board game.
Okay, guys, this video was like pretty good and a little bit funny and crazy. So bye bye, guys. See you on the next video. Bye for now. So.